Every author relies on book reviews as a vital part of their marketing. Whatever you think deep down, nobody will buy a book what we refer to in the industry as naked, which is one that's not dressed up somehow, that doesn't have anything on the outside that will lure you in, and reviews are an integral part of that. Now, most people think getting reviews either on Amazon or off Amazon is just a case of writing a good book and, well, letting people buy it and review it, or at least hoping they'll review it. But that isn't strictly the case. There's a lot of things you can do to encourage these reviews. You can't be too pushy about it. A lot of it has to be very natural. But what we're going to do in this lecture now is take a look at some of the more creative ways that you can garner reviews, as opposed to, like I say, just publishing the book and hoping that they come. So the first one we're looking at is networking with bloggers. This is something that's really become big the past couple of years, and something that you'll need to try and take advantage of. This is literally getting bloggers to review your book and publish it on their own blog. Remember, some bloggers these days have 1 million plus monthly viewers and readers, so well worth getting into if you can. But you can't just approach them and make your pitch. You have to build some rapport first. So we suggest follow their blog posts and post authentic, interesting comments. Make sure you get to know the blogger and their output, their likes and their dislikes, their style, before you approach them with a pitch. And coming back to the first point, posting comments will help with that, because you'll be able to interact 2 ways with them. When you think you're ready, drop them a friendly email. If they don't review, ask if you can post content to their blog. So in this email, you're of course going to be stating your case, give them a synopsis of the book, tell them why the book is important. And that's not because you want to see it reviewed. They don't care what you think. You've got to tell them what's important for them. If they don't do reviews, which some don't, or if that time of year they're not doing reviews, all hope isn't lost. Ask if you can get onto their blog, post a guest post about something interesting, and in return link through to your book. But in return, expect to host a guest post on your blog. It's a 2-way street out there with bloggers, and of course it's only fair. The other thing we suggest is reviewing other books. Don't be a hypocrite. If you want people to review yours, make sure you're also actively reviewing other folks. So review similar books to yours on Amazon, Goodreads, blogs, etc. And the reason is because, of course, their target audience is your target audience. So if you've written a non-fiction book, maybe a self-help book about giving up smoking, you don't want to go around reviewing children's books, because that's a completely different audience. You've got to hope that the parents reading those reviews are smoking and looking to quit. So it's not going to help. Go on to your competition and other books in your genre. Make sure that wherever you're doing it, so it could be Amazon, it could be Goodreads, you'll have a profile on that site. Make sure you fill that profile in full and included a link back to your book, or at least a link to your bibliography. Not a biography, bibliography, which is a list of all the books that you've written. This is the big thing. Again, it's a 2-way street out here. If you review people's books, there's a good chance that they will review yours. So I know that by reviewing books, you're hoping to capture that author's audience, but you may find in return that author will come and do a good deed for you. It also helps here to send the author a review to build up some rapport. So when you've written that review, send it out to them. Tell them that you intend to post it. And here's the big thing. I know this sounds strange, but ask them if there's anything that they'd like to change. This is all, remember, for your benefit, and you want these people to get out there and review your book. So if they say to you, I really like this, but I think you're focusing too much on X, Y, Z aspect, and I'd rather you focus a little more on A, B, C aspect, then we really encourage you to go through and do that, because what you don't want to do is piss them off. You want to give them a book review that really they value, and it makes them want to give you something in return. The next one is become a reviewer for local and national media, and there's some good reasons why now is the time to do this. The first is that with media budgets that are plummeting, they are always looking for free content and free contributors, essentially people who can fill their newspapers and columns up that they don't have to pay. But remember, you are getting paid in a way, because you're doing all of this for this accumulative marketing effect for your book. Again, review similar books to yours. You want to be known as being an author in a certain area and an expert in a certain field, or a great writer in a certain part of fiction. So their editorial standards will dictate what book you reviews, but where you can, try and negotiate with them to make sure that they're similar to yours, if not at least in the same genre. Ask in return at the bottom of every column for a mention of your book. They should not have a problem doing this because you are giving them something for free. So there'll be a little 4 lines at the bottom that will say, you know, Joe Bloggs is a local author, has written XYZ book, available from wherever. He is also a volunteer fireman. You know, the kind of thing you've seen at the bottom of columns. They'll give you that in return. Approach with a pre-written book review as a sample. Journalists are big on being able to see how well you can write, and it's very, very hard for them to consider you if they can't see that. So go on, find a book in your genre, not yours, write a review for it, and you can use that when you approach not just the media, but bloggers and anybody else as an example. Be proactive. If you do become a contributor for a newspaper or a magazine, don't just wait for them to contact you to review a book, because you may find that they've either forgotten or they're so busy with their deadlines, other things have taken over. Send them a book review every month and keep badgering them until they publish it. Again, these guys are looking for content. Go after Amazon's top 10 and top 100 and top 1000 reviewers. These are folks who have a huge influence and absolutely huge audiences. There are people who wake up every morning and just look at the top 1000 reviewers to see what they're reviewing, because if they review the book and like it, then of course their status says it has to be good. So these are people that you really want to get reviewing your book, and well, it may be easier than you think. Again, approach the ones that have they've reviewed books within your genre or topic. This is just common sense, and it's something we're going to keep coming back to, but you want to make sure everything you're doing is targeted. Email them a synopsis of your book, the benefits for them or the benefits to the reader, and also offer them a free copy. This is going to be going dividends to helping you get a review from them. I cannot tell the number of people I speak to who expect reviewers to purchase their books, and if you want to sell books and make money, it's an investment in your success and future to give them a free copy. And these days, of course, it's as simple as emailing them a PDF. You haven't got to actually put something in the mail. Don't be demanding. So don't tell them you need this book reviewed by this date and it has to be this. These folks are doing you a favor, and these top 10, 100, and 1,000 reviewers know that their stuff is in demand, and they're always looking for people to cut from their prospect lists if they become annoying. If you want to find a list of the reviewers, you can go here and it'll allow you to search by genre and status and all that other thing. So this is a clickable link, so do get to this presentation, this slide, after you've watched the lecture, and you can click that directly. Another thing you really should do these days is get social. Get onto Goodreads, get onto Library Thing. They've all got giveaway programs. What these allow you to do is to hold competitions, give the winners free books, and then in return, that winner is encouraged, not expected, but encouraged to leave you a review. So even if they don't, you've done all you can. But these things are free, so you may as well take advantage of them. Offer free digital copies on social media to people interested in giving you a review. Set up an email address. This is a big thing for reviews so they don't get lost. If, like most authors, you're juggling, as with this course, 25 different types of marketing, plus all the spam that's hitting your account every day, you want to make sure that these reviews stand out to you because they are golden fodder for your marketing. So set up Joe Bloggs author reviews at gmail.com. It can be a free email address, and you can just keep checking that then every week or so to see if anything new has dropped in. Just let you keep everything in one place. Encourage them also to post straight to Amazon, because with this course our big thing is that 90% of your book sales will be made through Amazon. So it's great having reviews out there on blogs and elsewhere, but if you can get those onto Amazon, that's where the point of sale people are going to see them. And as you'll find out now as we go through this module, there is a way, even if it's not being put on Amazon, of cross-posting everything. A couple of quick tips here for you to finish off with. Always offer free review copies. So I mentioned that earlier. These people are doing you a great favor. You can't expect them to buy the book. Giving them a free copy could make you 1,000 book sales, so it's a good investment. Expect to build trust and rapport before giving your pitch. Do not go straight to the top 1,000 or rather bloggers and straight away try to contact them either without knowing who they are and what they do or having some kind of contact with them. Build trust, as you know, that they say meet, like, know, trust. You'll meet somebody, then if you like them, you'll get to know them, trust them, and that's that. Always follow book submission policies to the letter. So just say you contact a top 100 reviewer and they say yes. I'm not guaranteeing I'll review the book, but I'd like you to submit it for consideration. You have to email this with a cover letter and 10 benefits of your book. Do that. Always be creative with your book marketing, but don't let this creativity move away from the protocols that people have put in place, because they put them in place because that's what they expect of people. So just stick to those. Give reviewers time. Life gets in the way of everything, which is probably even you find this marketing your own book or at least writing it. And reviewers, if they're professional reviewers, often have a great big pile of books to read. So just because you've sent them that book for review, don't email them a week later asking where it is. I can guarantee your book will be pulled out of that pile and destroyed. This sounds harsh, but I would say don't follow up with a reviewer for at least 6 months. You know how long it takes to read a book. It's not something you can do 2 of in a day, unless you're my wife. Okay, not something you can do 4 of in a day. So give these folks time to do their good work. You know, good things come to those who wait, don't they? Also, don't test them. This might sound strange, but I've had a few authors who've done this to people that they've admitted. They'll give a book to somebody to review, and then they'll say to them, well, just to make sure you really read it, I'm going to test you on it afterwards. I'm going to send you 10 questions about the plot, and I want you to answer them. Well, no, guys, come on. These people here are doing you a favor. Even if they read 10% of the book and write you a good review, hell, even if they don't read the book at all and they write you a good review, it's a good review and it's going to help you sell more books. So take their word for it when they say they've read it. Don't question how deep they went into the plot, and certainly don't test them. The reason I know about those is they're clients who called me up and said, what went wrong? I didn't get a review from them, or they slammed the phone down on me, or told me to off via email. And I'm saying that's because you try to test somebody who's trying to help you for free. So I'm just mentioning that because it's rare, but it's happened. Cross-post reviews where possible. We're going to come to this a little bit later on, but if it goes onto a blog, make sure that review also gets posted on Amazon. And if it gets posted on Amazon and you're maybe doing a write-up for a blog, try and see if they can include some of those reviews. We'll get to that. Here's the big one. Thank your reviewers. They may come back for more. Most reviewers do this out of the goodness of their heart. We're actually going to talk in a later module and a later lecture about why you shouldn't pay reviewers. So they pretty much are going to do it out of the goodness of their heart. Make sure you thank them. They'll be more likely to review your book to people. You won't build up the reputation of being a bastard. Happens. And also, you may just have one book out now, but I can guarantee if it goes well, you'll be writing more. Reviewers will come back for more if they like your work. So send them a personal note. I always encourage people, if they can get the mailing address, to handwrite a note. If somebody has gone out of their way to review your book and you end up selling 1,000 copies, the 20 minutes and 80 cents you spend sending them a letter is going to do both of you the world of good. I'm a big believer in karma, so let's spread some good stuff. Alright guys, so that pretty much concludes this first one. We're now going to take a look at some more technicalities of reviews, but this will at least give you some idea as to where you can go to get them in the first place. Thank you.